Please before allowing us to go back to their cars. Thank you very much.
Brabus Germany haven't even built based on this model at the moment. They gave us a hard task of building it in the UK. We've only completed it yesterday, so I hope you guys really like it.
So we're very privileged and honoured to bring these cars here today, and we call it the Ultimate Collection. It is really the finest of Mr. Bentley's engineering and work. And if we open the first car, Anna, this is a 1925 Bentley Super Sports. They only made 18 of these cars. Each of them came with a written guarantee to do 100 miles an hour, and that was in 1925. Out of those 18 cars, there are only 4 left with original coachwork. So all of the bodywork is original. The leather in the car and the back of the seats is all original. And this is unrestored. This is a preservation class category car, and they are so rare and so unique. So to have one here today is fantastic, and it starts us off beautifully into the collection. Which, if we move along, the second car here is a 1930 4.5 litre Bentley. No ordinary Bentley. If anybody's seen the Netflix series Peaky Blinders, this belonged to the landlord of the Southampton Arms. What the landlord was doing walking into a Mayfair showroom ordering a brand new Bentley, God only knows, but he did. Unfortunately, he didn't keep up with payments on the car, so Bentley Motors repossessed the car. So it had a bit of an interesting first 5 years of its life. It was then bought by one family and stayed within that family up until just a few years ago. So nearly 80 years of ownership with one family. Again, this is preservation class. A lot of the leather in the car is original body covering, some of the original finishes, and on the engine still one of the factory seals. So it's incredible. It stands as a testament and a benchmark for this model. So this is a real reference car, and again fits beautifully into our preservation.
Transport should be fun, vehicles should be fun. Motorcycles in many cities are good urban transport, but in this country we have a weather that today, David, you've got brilliant weather, but it's not always good. So we're now working with Microlino, which is this new city car, electric city car. It's very cool, it's very cute, it's ultimately great fun to drive, and that's what our business is about, passion.
The notes I was given for this said that it would carry 2 people and 3 crates of beer.
Yes, that is the official line. How would you not want to be involved in a vehicle that can do that?
Or two people and 3 crates of champagne, whichever way you look at it. As they go through, I'm going to introduce you to Andy Frill. Andy's forgotten more about horses than most people would ever know. Andy, what do you make of this parade?
I think it's
when it came to sort of aerodynamics, etc., that kind of went out the window. You had more power in the car, so it needed fatter tyres. So fatter tyres, it just pushed the bodywork out.
Exactly, yeah. Aerodynamics were very much in their infancy. People confuse the spoilers as wings. They're not wings, they're spoilers with an entirely different kettle of fish.
So the spoilers in the early 70s ones, I mean, they were designed to keep the weight on the back, weren't they?
Well, they were designed to split the airflow to stop lift, which is different to generating downforce.
Started life many years ago as a German tuning brand. The guys are basically manufacturers. They take Porsches, they take Mercedes, they take Range Rovers, and they build